From the heart comes a warning filled with bloody good and cheer. Remember what happens as the 14th draws near.
Did you write that?
I did. No, I didn't.
You bastard.
I wish I did. No, that is a quote from our notorious Valentine killer, Mr. What was his name? Harry Molden? God, I forgot his name. From My Bloody Valentine.
Ooh.
Yeah, so when he would deliver the boxes.
I didn't watch it.
You suck.
I'm sorry.
Are you serious? I wanted to talk to you about it.
Talk about it. Just talk about it.
So you know what I did, right? So earlier this week, I had me a field day because there was a day where I didn't have too much going on. So I was like, let me just catch up on some stuff, watch some movies for tonight. I ended up watching the original My Bloody Valentine for the very first time.
Cool.
Very first time. Never seen it. And I bought it, too. I bought it. It was the double feature, Bloody Valentine, April Fool's Day. So I bought it for April Fool's Day, and I was like, bonus, My Bloody Valentine. I'll watch it one day. I really liked it. Good. I really liked this original, but then it just really got me in the mood to watch the remake because I remember loving that to death. So I watched that one right away. Because I only saw it the one time in theaters. And after seeing the original, I'm like, there are so many similarities. Let me just check this out again. And I love that even more. Because they were different and the same. And like, again, the 3D was phenomenal. Obviously I didn't watch it 3D the second time around. But like, I just remember the 3D just being legit.
Yeah.
And I think they changed stuff that was appropriate but still kept that core movie in there.
Okay.
Like there were certain deaths that happened the same way but to different people. The killer was different.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Oh my God, it was so good. And there were like this movie had that I Know What You Did Last Summer moment where she's walking through her store and he's under one of those tarps. It was one of those things, but it happened in a mine and it was just done perfectly well. I just love those movies. It was really good. Sucks you didn't watch it.
I'm sorry, Rob.
I thought you would have really enjoyed this.
I'm sure I would still enjoy it. I'm sorry, my life's just in shambles right now.
No, this movie was kind of similar to Jaws, I noticed. So they had that little small town. It was big on their traditions, and like Jaws, they didn't want to shut that stuff down, even though they've been warned. Don't bring that shit to this town, otherwise, you're going to be, punished. But I enjoyed the story and plot very well, and the characters were cool.
Nice.
Again, I honestly don't want to spoil it for you. One day you should watch it. It's a very underrated slasher, and it's kind of forgotten because a lot of people are just like, oh, it's trying to cap on this whole Jason Freddy thing. And also with Halloween, Friday the 13th, all this holiday fun. Oh, let me just throw in some Valentines. It's not like that. The movie's done very well. I like it. So, do you remember the remake at all?
For My Bloody Valentine?
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch either?
No, I didn't watch either of them.
Oh,
my sister watched it.
Okay. I thought you saw
I know the
remake
ending.
At least.
I don't know how I found out who the killer is, but I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, it's probably because...
Yeah.
I'm sure y'all have seen it. I mean, you know who the killer is? You know who he is?
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, so if you haven't figured it out, today is our Valentine's Day episode / special.
So sweet.
Just kind of combining the two. But we're going to talk about some Black Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
You watched that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. As long as you watch that one. And then we're going to share some Valentine's Day movies that feature lovable couples and that whole romance, but you ain't trying to get that rom-com on. You trying to get some scares. We got some recommendations for you. But first, I want to bring this up to you. Have you ever heard of a movie called Donkey Punch? I'm just sharing the love today. This
I mean, I know what a donkey punch is.
Which was going to be my second question. So they actually made a horror movie from that.
I mean, they're doing a donkey punch in the movie?
Yeah. So here's the thing. It's a British film. Let me look it up because I want to get you the year. It's a British film. These, I think, 6 or 7 friends go on a boat. They're just hanging out, having a good time. The ratio, I think, is more boys than girls.
Okay, always.
And 2008. And so what happens is one of them, it's the biggest dude, of course, right? The biggest masculine one. He's having sex with this girl, performs the donkey punch, but he kills her. Because he hit her too hard.
Oh my god!
So they're on a boat. They're they're secluded.
Stupid.
And clearly they all don't come to an agreement as to what to do next. Do we call the police? Is it an accident? What do we do? And so obviously all this paranoia comes in, and you're not going to tell anybody. And then the shit hits the fan, and it becomes a slasher film. They're all trying to kill each other because ain't nobody trying to get off the boat and turn people in and get people arrested. I actually like this movie, but and they showed it. They showed it. I mean, obviously it didn't happen for real, but I mean, the camera pretty much showed her head getting and then you could just hear it. It was, but you never saw this?
No.
Well, if any interest, and if you
I have zero interest.
Really?
I don't want to watch
no interest.
Donkey punch shit.
But you like slasher films, though, right?
I like good slasher films.
How do you know this isn't good?
It's called Donkey Punch, Rob.
You might like it, but I'm just saying. I just was curious if you had seen it before.
I mean, I love Scream, but I don't like all slasher films. Mm-hmm. It's got to be creative. If they're just killing each other, I don't know.
Okay,
that's not really my thing.
Okay, you heard about the Child's Play series?
They're making another one?
No, they're making a series out of Child's Play.
TV series?
Yeah, TV series.
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so Don Mancini, he's continuing the story from Cult into a series. Did you watch Cult?
No, because you told me not to watch it. You told me to watch it on Blu-ray.
Oh, so you haven't had a chance to. Well, Amazon might be the right cut. The only one you weren't supposed to watch is Netflix. That's it. But if you didn't care about the ending, you can easily look up the ending online, like on YouTube.
Can I? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they decided to create a series. They haven't given full plot points yet, but when you watch Cult of Chucky, you'll see how it can become a series and still continue on from where the movie left off. It's actually an awesome idea, so I'm excited. But the only thing that sucks about this idea is the fact that all scary fear credibility that Chucky has at this point will be gone. Because you just can't put somebody like that in a series and expect him to be scary still. That's like Twisty the Clown. Like, he didn't get his own show. He was in 1 or 2 episodes, and he scared the shit out of everybody. That's it. That's all we get. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I don't want him to have a whole series like Dexter and some shit, because he's not going to be scary after, like, the 8th episode. Like, I'm done. So that's just the only downfall I see, but I think this series can work.
I feel like they've kind of found this new wave and they're riding it out, because Chucky hasn't been scary for me since like maybe the 3rd movie.
Yeah.
Prior to Chucky, it was all fun and games. I wasn't scared. And then the other one, I was like, he didn't move for like a whole 45 minutes or something. I was like,
Okay.
It wasn't the same. So I think that they're already on that path. It's fine. Either you're a fan or you're not.
Okay.
It's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Hopefully some more news comes out in the later future, but that's kind of been the big thing that kind of popped up in the news. All right, let's talk some Black Mirror.
Yeah, so this one's called Metalhead.
Metalhead.
Episode 5.
These episode titles are just throwing me for a loop.
Now, I will say I did enjoy the black and white.
Yeah,
so I really liked that. Again, it's like, never know what I'm watching. I don't read the synopsis. There's no point.
Okay.
But I just, it's like you turn it on, and it's like, what's going on? And at first I thought it was zombie apocalypse because there's just nobody around, and man, was I surprised.
But it was kind of obvious it was post-apocalyptic,
I felt like, yeah,
dystopian.
Because, I mean,
it
just like
felt that way.
Looking at the landscape, there's nothing, and just the way they were kind of talking, I felt like, yeah, there's nothing left, and there's something out there that they're afraid of. But I was I was surprised.
And I hear that was the purpose for Black and White. It was to give it this sort of cold, bland, plain sort of like world, like all the, not necessarily all the colors gone, but all the variety is gone. You know, it's just nothing.
Yeah.
So
it worked. It worked.
No, it did.
So that's something they call it metalhead, but you know, they called them dogs. So, God, man, that thing, that robot, it took me a minute to like understand fully what had happened, like when it like sprayed the things, and I was like, oh, they're trackers. But it's terrible. It was I guess it was an interesting experience just following the one person, because you know the other two were killed very quickly. But and I mean, I do feel like there were moments where I was like, oh girl, come on, don't do that. But you know, she did the best she could, basically. It was a downer. But it was good. That moment when it picked up the knife. Oh man, I freaked the fuck out. Just that technology as a whole, because you wonder exactly how smart they are. It was like, and then I was like, okay, you got a knife, it'll help you walk, you know, you got a weapon at the same time. But then they showed how he was going to use it, and that shit just twisted like a blender handle. I was like, damn. Like, game over. I quit. Can't fuck with you. Yeah. Couldn't believe it. But yeah, so I mean, it was a very sad, tense episode. I felt like I said, I mean, she kind of like, I was like, just a couple moments where I was like, no. But for the most part, she did the best she could. You know, she tried to outsmart it, and it didn't work out. Yeah. But oh man, what else can I say about this episode? I mean, it was like I said, I mean, beautifully shot. I really appreciated that. She did a great job. Since it's like a solo effort, she's by herself the whole time. She dug the tracker out of herself. She put it in a water bottle. It's like, man, she tried. Yeah, she really tried. Yeah, her being in the tree, I thought was clever. I didn't know she had that much candy in her pocket, and all that ruffling she was doing, it still managed to stay in her pocket. But you know, we'll move on from that. You know, but yeah, she had plenty to go around, and yeah. So I mean, I get it. It took me a minute to figure out what she was doing, but I was like, okay, I got you, girl. You're a little clever. You're a little clever. So. The design of those dogs, do you recognize them at all? Because they're actually based on something. They do look really familiar. So do you remember the Boston Dynamic robot dogs? So this was actually a thing. I don't remember the exact year, but it was in the early 2000s, and they actually posted YouTube videos of these dogs being made in Boston, these robot dogs, and they look super similar to what you saw. Yeah, that's not what I was thinking of. Maybe their heads reminded me of that thing from Silent Hill. Okay, no, fair enough. Yes, thing. No, I remember. No, I remember. But yeah, so I mean, if anything, this movie could have just easily just been like, you know, let's forward to the future. Let's see, you know. Never heard of this. Yeah. So, but I looked up the video. I had never heard of it either, and like, yeah, that was some creepy shit. I was like, y'all need to stop making these robots. We don't need servants. Down. Like, calm down. Calm down. Just do your own dishes, goddamn. Like, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's get your own mail. It's those businesses. They just don't want to hire humans anymore. They want them wiped out. That's true. So I mean, but y'all gonna fuck up and turn. It's either gonna be Skynet or Black Mirror. Which one? Pick, because it's gonna happen. Just saying. But yeah. Were you okay that there wasn't a backstory to this? Yeah, I was fine. You're all right with that? I mean, just like you said, I mean, it's easy enough to be like, oh, somebody made some technology and it got away from them. Yeah. It surpassed what they thought it was going to do every time. I mean, I don't know. And I think they always say this where it's like, yeah, technology is starting to adapt and it's learning and they wanted to do that so it's faster and gets everything done. But I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
When is it enough? And how can you stop it once it decides everything else has to go?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no birds, there's nothing. It's killed everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's killed everything. So
I had so many questions watching this episode. It wasn't to the point of frustration. It was just like, I want to know what's going on. Originally, the idea is that there were supposed to be humans behind these dogs, like somebody was controlling them. I never thought that far into it. These dogs were just on their own doing their thing. That's how I took it. And it's funny how they were the only piece of technology that was running around killing people. So that also just threw me for a loop. I was like, why dogs? Why these? You know? The other thing was, I had this idea that she was going to become friends with it. And that they were going to do this like White Fang journey thing. But then like have other dogs attack. I had so many ideas in my head.
You're funny.
Because it got hurt, the arm came off and it got trapped. I thought she was going to pull like, oh, let me save you or something. And like,
no,
it just came like,
shit.
I mean, that theory went out of my head like real early. But at first I was like, oh, is this going to be like this? Oh, you were bad, but now you're good. And
that's interesting, Rob.
Yeah, I don't know. But,
all right.
Did you have any like theories about like what happened?
No.
You just kind of was just like, I'll just watch it, see what happens.
No, I mean, I didn't have no theories. It's pretty plain. There's nothing left. These things have wiped everyone out because somebody thought it was a good idea to create these things, and they took care of business.
Did you have any theories about what they were after this whole time before they revealed it to you? What kind of stuff was in your head?
Well, at first I thought it was medicine.
I thought it was medicine.
And then as it got closer to the end, that pissed me off. I couldn't believe it. I was like, y'all fucking died for a teddy bear.
Well, we will talk about that, but yeah, I did think it was about medicine, something, because they kept talking about saving somebody's life, and I promised my sister or whoever I would help them, and
I mean, it sounded like somebody was dying, and so at first I did think it's medicine, but then they said something to the effect where it's like, I promised I would get this, and it's like, oh, so it's not medicine, because it's more, they made it seem more like a want, not we need to get this medicine for this person. It's like, no, they wanted something. And I almost forgot about that part. So thank you for reminding me. That did piss me off. I was like, all this shit.
Well, so there was a couple of things, like the house that they went to. Did you notice that she's kind of touring the house? She gets to the music room where she sees all of this, like the piano, the drums, the trumpet, all this stuff, and she just kind of stares in the room before like her leg was acting up. Do you remember that specifically? I wanted to know if there was any significance to that, either that she either missed all of this or that she hasn't been around like things like that in a long time, so she was just kind of like, oh, this is a reminder of what a home looks like or something. I don't know what it was, but I also was really curious about the couple that she found, because she got the rifle, but clearly it was a man who shot himself. And then I'm assuming it was his wife or, lover or somebody who was right next to them. So you just really wonder what happened to the point to where you also wanted to kill yourself instead of trying to live. Because their house didn't look like trampled or messed with or anything.
Yeah, nobody came in.
Yeah, like they just locked themselves in and was like, I'm done. But the water still worked. Like everything was still functional. I think there was power while she was in the bathroom.
Yeah, the light was on.
So it's like you wonder exactly what kind of dystopian future they were in, because all the resources was still there.
Yeah, but it was hooked up to a well, I guess that takes care of the water. If there was a generator, that takes care of the power.
Now, I don't know if they were at a toy factory or something, but like everything was all in these crates, and she had a specific serial number. So it's like, did somebody pack all that shit up? Like, what kind of future were they in?
Well, I think that they were Yeah, they were going for a specific thing. So it was probably just to replace one that had been damaged or lost.
Yeah.
So that, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Don't teddy bears have like little serial numbers and shit? Don't toys have serial numbers?
Well, they do. I just, just gathering that info, it was just like,
it's
how
weird.
Did you get
so
the
that's
intel?
why it was unexpected. It's like, why would this thing be in a crate, a big ass crate by itself, and
on the top shelf
in a warehouse? Why?
Yeah, you had one literally guarding that very specific box too, which I thought was different.
Yeah.
So what was your interpretation of seeing the bears? Like, what was your initial reaction like when you saw it? Well, you said you were pissed off.
Oh, I was pissed off. I couldn't believe it.
So how did you try and analyze it, or you just like, whatever, I don't care?
I mean, I get it. It's like there's nothing left, and I was like, well, let me do this one favor. I'm going to help out because this kid is dying, or somebody's dying who wants this teddy bear. But I was like, man, come on. All that we all did for the teddy bear, and the kid's going to die anyway.
So right away, I was like, I don't get it. Why are they doing this? And I was like, let me look this up. I looked it up. I was like, I need to find out what people are thinking. Entertainment Weekly does a recap of these, and they always talk to the director.
Oh.
So I specifically went to that, and they talked about how the teddy bear, I guess in this specific episode, or maybe in general, they resemble comfort and hope.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what these three wanted to bring back to their community, is hope for these kids. And it also represented like comfort and softness, because that was pretty much the only soft thing that you saw.
Snuggly soft.
Yeah, in the episode, everything was very hardcore and metal,
True.
And this was a very soft, comforting thing. It was a reminder of what they were used to. So, I mean, that just also goes to show how deep they were in this future, because if they were that, angling for something like as far as a teddy bear, then they really have nothing else going on.
Okay, Rob.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, you got me. Once again.
But I also read that the episode also almost didn't have any dialogue. Would you have been okay with that?
Huh. I mean, it basically didn't have dialogue already, so yeah, I think perhaps.
It would have come off like still as entertaining and maybe a little suspenseful.
Perhaps. I think I probably would have questioned it, though, like, why aren't they talking?
Yeah.
I mean, but also, maybe that makes more sense. They got to be quiet.
Yeah.
They're already, like, making noise, driving and shit, so it's like, we're going to this warehouse, don't say shit.
Yeah.
Point at the crate, serial number, look, found it.
Yeah.
Don't need to speak. So maybe that would have added something better, because then it's like, why aren't they talking? What's going on?
A lot of people also kind of wanted to connect it to White Bear, because it was in black and white. There was no color, but it's
What's
like,
White Bear, Rob?
White Bear is 3rd episode, season 1. The
woman, the one I did not watch.
The one you did not watch. Okay.
Gave up after episode 2. I was like, nah.
Okay. Well, the episode was called White Bear, and so they're like, "Ooh, is there a connection?" He denied it, and it was kind of a cool thing to connect it to, but I don't think there was any significance to it. And he also said the bears were yellow.
Even though it was black and white?
Yeah. Well, he just kind of was like, oh, just in case anybody wants to know, those bears that were used in the episode were yellow. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, if they were white bears, then I'm guessing he really wanted to make a point, but he was like, no, to deny that the bears were actually yellow.
Got it.
Yeah. So, okay. But how would you rate this episode?
I gave it a 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give it a 4 too, but I don't think it was as good as Crocodile, because I also gave that a 4 too.
I didn't give that one a 4.
Oh, you didn't give that one a 4?
No, I gave it a 3.5.
Yeah, you gave it 3.5. Yeah.
I don't even remember what you gave it, actually.
I think I gave it a 4.
I don't think you gave it a 4. Or did you give it a 3.5? I don't know. We both...
have to go back.
It was lower.
I meant to record every single one.
You better go check.
But I appreciate Crocodile more for its emotions that was invoked out of me, even though it was like very depressing. I still was into it. than Metalhead.
I mean, I guess I just rated it so low because it just like really hurt my feelings. It wasn't like it was a bad episode. I didn't like Crocodile was great. It was, written well. I'm not supposed to be saying all this now because that was like 3 weeks ago. Whatever. But I'll give this one a 4.
Okay.
I'll give it a 4. Can't go back
All
now.
right. I do want to say, like, as a character, I'm proud of her for making the decision to just like end it. Because like, I'm sorry, it's in the neck. You're not getting it out.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
Do you really want to lead them all back? And I think she decided to even kill herself.
Yeah, she killed herself.
So I commend her for that, because usually you would want your only character in an episode to fight as long as she can. And maybe she did.
She did.
But it's just like...
Oh, yeah. That was another thing where it was like, girl, get away. Like, I mean, did she not know it was going to, like, pop off and send a bunch of little trackers, shoot them at her? I mean...
Well, you think if it had died... I mean, the head had blew off. You think there'd be no power left. But still, it's like that last she fought to the very end. But I got to give it to her. She was like, I'm not coming back. This is it. And, like, some people don't want to give up that, with that. They still want to go to the very end. And I'm glad she didn't take it back home. Because did you see the army of folks that just came out of killed. All them damn dogs that came out? Crazy. I was like, shit.
They were, man.
Yeah.
But that knife, though.
I know that knife was not right. That was not right. A little creative little shit.
Could not believe it. I was like, this bitch is picking up a fucking knife with its little broken leg. Fuck this shit.
Made it work. All right, so next week is our final episode of Black Mirror. We made it. Apparently, this is supposed to be the best one out of it all.
Perfect timing.
Black Museum. I know. Yeah, huh? So, it sure is. Look at that. Yeah, okay. I got you. I got what you said. I got what you said. Okay. Yeah. So, I'm sure you guys have all watched this episode. So just tune back. You get to hear our thoughts, see if you guys were on the same wavelength. And, I'm excited. I can't wait to watch this one. So, all right. So, on to our topic, Valentine's Day. Do you like Valentine's Day movies? Just in general?
What does that mean? You mean like a movie that's set on Valentine's Day? Yeah,
set in Valentine's Day.
Oh,
no. Okay. No. I'm not a big fan either.
No.
I mean, I'm super picky on rom-coms as it is.
So, look, check it out. When we were kids in school, we would always have to do that thing where we get Valentines and we give them to all our classmates. It's like nobody's left out. We all get one from each other. And I was like, man, I hate this shit. Every year, it's so much pressure. Even though it's like everyone's going to get one, but still. I don't want to do it. So, Valentine's Day, yes, I will participate. But any time of the year, you can be romantic. Any day. It's better that way. It's more spontaneous. If you are in a relationship and y'all are just like, well, it's our anniversary. Mwah. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. I got you some candy. That sucks, man. So... No, I'm not a big fan of seeing Valentine's Day in films unless it's like a small part. But like if it's called Valentine's Day or if it's Valentine or anything like that,
it's like whatever, huh?
It's just not for me. And I'll watch a romantic comedy. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, I don't like chick flicks. That's not in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
I can watch whatever the fuck I want and enjoy it as long as it's a good story.
Yeah.
So... there's that. What about you?
Me, I'm picky either way when it comes to rom-coms. I'll watch them. I think some of them are adorable. Some of them have good stories. And it really depends on the couple, to be honest with you. I got to like both of you.
That's true. When they have movies and they don't have chemistry, that's weird.
Yeah.
But it happens.
So, it doesn't matter. But for the most part, I don't put too much pressure on this holiday anymore. Before, I used to be a huge romantic. And I was just like, I want to go all out and do this thing. And it's just fun to just be part of the norm and doing what everybody else does and feel good about it. Well, because I like being romantic, and that's a good day to put your money forward if you can't do it the rest of the 364
that's the thing,
days.
though.
But it's a money thing.
It's something that's taught to us too, where it's like, oh, Valentine's Day is for the lovers. It's romance.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
But I don't put too much pressure on myself to where it's like, oh, if I don't come through, I'm a bad boyfriend. I don't do that.
I mean, I'm working on Valentine's Day. So.
Yeah. So it's the other way. Like I'm not gonna put myself down like I'm a horrible partner for not coming through. But at the same time, it is an opportunity for me to share that side because I do like treating people, and stuff like that.
But
and
it's
that's
like
just,
also, hey, check it out. It's Monday and I washed your dishes. You should just be like,
that's a gift.
You should be stripping naked right now for me. Like, that's what's special.
Yeah. But I mean, when it comes to horror, you ask anybody what is the top 3 reasons people either get divorced or die. One of them's money. One of them is, God, what else? Just, I don't know, fucking crazy. But that third one is because of love. Love will make you do some fucked up shit. And in the horror genre, like, the sky's the limit. You can take this, subject and make lemonade with it. There's so much that you can do with this. Whether it comes with obsession.
Sorry.
And just...
You said lemonade. So I'm just thinking of Beyonce.
I know you go there.
I'm sorry. There's also a Danity Kane song, but that's neither here nor there.
But I mean, people do the craziest things when they're in love, and it can turn very crazy and psychotic and dangerous.
True.
And there are a lot of movies that have this type of theme. So I thought we'd talk about that and like share some movies, see if we've seen each other's lists, and also like, hey, you don't want to do that lovey-dovey romantic Valentine's Day thing. Here's some scary movies that you can watch, get your mind off of it, but still kind of keep it in the same category. So what are like some that like pop right in your head?
Well, the first thing that popped in my head was Mrs. Voorhees.
Okay.
Her love of her son. She did some crazy shit. Mm-hmm. And it spawned a whole motherfucking series. Thanks, lady. So, yeah, that's one that I can think of. Mm-hmm. It's not romantic love, but it's still like, it's right up there.
Yeah.
Candyman's another one.
Candyman is another one. Yeah, I mean... You got a story about an urban legend, mm-hmm. This Bloody Mary type, but it's fueled by a love story. Mm-hmm. So this definitely follows under that category of a movie that you would watch around this time of year. Yeah. Because, it is fueled by the love of a man and a woman who were, like, forbidden to be together, and it created an urban legend out of it.
That's like the ultimate forbidden love.
Yeah.
And obviously it didn't work out so well.
Mm-hmm.
But, man.
Yeah. No, that's one. One that came to mind like right away, and it's only because I watched it recently, is Hellraiser. I know you're like, whoa, really? But yeah, I mean, like, the dude literally came and escaped hell for his woman, and the police brigade like followed him out and tried to catch him, but this man escaped hell to be with his chick. And it had that whole, dominant, submissive thing going on and all this stuff. And you're my lady. And she was like, I don't care if you're from hell. I still love you. And this whole shitstorm just started.
Help you get your skin back.
Yeah, exactly.
We gonna make it. We gonna work this out.
We gonna work it out. He was fine. I'll work it out.
No.
He was fine. But yeah, I mean, that's another example of, being tied to somebody so much that it's just hard to break that tie, honestly, and hell ain't gonna be one of them. So
well, look at you, Rob.
I know.
You are romantic, aren't you?
I know.
Another couple that comes to mind, and it's not like there's nothing romantic going on, but I don't know, I really like it, is Demon Knight. It's just so funny because it's such a weird coupling, but so I'm talking about Billy Zane and Jada Pinkett.
Yeah.
It's just so funny how he's trying to like woo her, and she obviously doesn't go for it. But it's entertaining, and they had to reshoot that.
Really?
Did you know
that scene?
They had to reshoot the ending because I don't remember what it was originally, but they were like, nah, we need to make it like he's trying to fuck her. He's trying to seduce her, and he's trying to get her to be like with him.
Okay.
So I don't remember how it was originally, but they're like, yeah, we got to redo it.
Yeah.
So that's what we got.
Demons are always the loneliest creatures. They just want love like everybody else. And no matter what they do, especially trying to take over the world, they will still make time for some poon.
He was looking for the key to her heart.
Yeah.
Y'all catch what I just did? Y'all see that?
Look at you. That was some poetic shit.
I mean, you know, I do what I can when I can.
Did you ever see the movie All the Boys Love Mandy Lane?
No, I never watched that one.
You didn't watch that one? Do you know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, isn't it? What's her name? Amber Heard?
Amber Heard, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Okay. Well, that was sort of a spin on a slasher movie. What you expected to happen didn't happen. And let's just say the tables were a little turned, but there was like a gaggle of boys who were just obsessed with this one girl, and they went to this farm where they all were just plotting to get with her. And just all, I don't know what it was about her, but she just had them all smitten. So, and yeah, I thought it wasn't bad. A lot of people didn't like the ending for some reason. They just didn't find it believable. But to me, the fact that it was just different than what you expected, I gave it points for that.
So, spoiler alert, just tell me what happened. Go ahead.
So, I don't know literally the specifics, but she ended up being a crazy psycho bitch.
I figured.
She took them all out.
Okay.
Yeah, she took them all out.
So what was the ending?
The ending was, I mean, I think it was the way it was executed. She ended up being the sole survivor, and I don't know, there was just something about the fact that I don't know, I think there was a boy that actually liked her that didn't deserve to die or something, and it was just a weird ending how it was, I think it was an ambiguous ending, how it just abruptly just stopped. Like, she's walking in a field, and you don't really know exactly why she is crazy or anything like that. She just ends up not only being psycho, but able to take care of herself. I don't remember if they explained why, and I think there was just a lot of questions that weren't answered.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, I see. Okay.
But it wasn't bad. It was like a little indie thing that just came out of nowhere. But, you know, I feel that this is one of those movies that you can watch. If you were one of those people that ever stalked an Instagram profile or on Facebook, you know, you might fit into this little category. So
We've all done it.
we've all done it.
I'm doing it right now.
I got one for you. I don't remember this movie, but I know I saw it. I know I did. I'm going to take you back to 2000. I don't think it went to theaters. I think it was just one of those knockoffs where let me just put a movie out. It could have come out around the same time as like Valentine's, but Anna Faris, Lover's Lane.
I did not see this, but okay, I know what you're talking about.
You know what you're talking.
I think it did go to theaters for like limited,
Really?
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it did.
It was kind of a mix between Valentine and I Know What You Last Summer because the killer had a hook,
Right.
and he was
Right.
after these couples, whatever. But Anna Faris was kicking it. I just don't.
That's right.
I don't remember that. What came out first, that or Scary Movie? Because that's when I first met her.
No, she did Lover's Lane first.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
But
and then
I
she got Scary
remember
Movie.
Watching it, I'm seeing these images, and I'm just like, I remember this, but I don't remember specifics. I wouldn't mind watching it again. But that's another Valentine's Day movie that I completely forgot about.
Do you know, I'm sure you do, the urban legend where a guy picks up this girl and she's like, take me to the dance. And he takes her to a dance and, you know, they have a great time and he's very smitten with her. And then he takes her home and drops her off. And then he comes back the next day to, like, you know, court her, and her mother's there and she's like this old woman, and he's like, I'm here to see Sherry, whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, Sherry died 30 years ago.
That voice.
Sherry. Yeah. And they've done different versions of it. I don't know if they've ever done it in a movie, but I feel like they probably put it in an anthology. I remember they did a commercial. It was like a Levi's commercial when we were kids.
So she was just like reliving her, you know, her day.
It's like, yeah, it's just this. That's her loop, I guess.
Oh no, I never.
I think she got hit by a car. She was like waiting for her boyfriend to pick her up and take her to the dance, and he never came.
Oh.
She died. Yeah, that was in like Scary Stories for Sleepover. No, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the legends.
Well, no, I haven't heard of that.
Never heard of that?
I thought you were going to tell me about that urban legend where like they hooked up and then he woke up with his kidney gone and shit.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many variations of that too.
Yes.
No, another one that they did this in the Campfire Tales is where which they changed the story. I remember reading this in the 3rd grade. Mm-hmm. There was a book, and this guy, he falls in love with this girl, like they're little kids, and she has the necklace on around her neck. He's like, "Why do you wear that necklace? I'll tell you later." And then like they're high school. Why is he still wearing that? I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
They grow up, they get married, they have kids, and it's like he keeps asking her. And finally, like they're old people. He's like, "Sweetheart, just tell me, why are you wearing that necklace?" She's like, "All right, I'll tell you." She takes it off, and her head just pops off and rolls
wasn't that
down.
Teen Witch homegirl? Wasn't that
in the movie?
Yeah.
No, that was
that wasn't her.
No, that was Jacinda Barrett from The Real World London, and from Urban Legend Final Cut. The first girl that gets killed, she gets her kidney taken out.
Okay, I could have swore that was a girl from Teen Witch.
Jacinda
But yes,
Barrett.
I do remember that.
But yeah, so it's a couple times I've encountered that.
That reminds me of an episode of Tales from the Crypt. Well, actually, there was 2, but I'll talk about this one. It had who was that? Never mind. I'm not even gonna try and do the actor. But so this drifter, he ends up at this house, and it was this old house, this mansion in the bayou or whatever, the woods, and he knocks on the door, and this old woman answers the door, and he's like, "Oh, I need shelter, blah blah blah," and she lets him in. And then he's like wandering the house or whatever. He's by himself. All of a sudden, he comes across this staircase, and on top of the 2nd floor, he sees this young woman, and she's like fine as hell. And he's like, "Oh, like you're beautiful. I'm trying to get with you," and blah blah blah. But what it turns out that there was a curse put on the house, and the level of the floor that you're on in the house determines the age that you're at. Apparently, the dad cursed his daughter and was like, "No man will ever touch you," and blah blah blah. So like every time somebody comes to the house, all they will see is an old woman. But if they go upstairs, then they see her as a young woman. And so like they worked it out. They ended up meeting halfway and like fucking on the stairs, because that's when she was at that right age. But then something happened, and long story short, they end up going all the way upstairs because I think somebody was after them on the 1st floor. So she goes all the way up to the attic. And when he goes upstairs, he starts aging. And so he's this decrepit old man that could like barely move. And he's trying to get help from her. But of course, since she's on the top floor of the house, she's a fucking little baby that can't do nothing. Can't walk, can't crawl, nothing. And so they're stuck at that age. He's old as shit. And she's just this little baby that can barely move. I was like, damn.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I was like, I remember I just loved the ending of that episode. I wish I could remember the specifics, but I just thought that was such a clever way of a love story just gone wrong.
I'm sure you can Google it.
Yeah, no, I probably could. There was another Valentine themed one, and the title had changed. So when you look at the title and even the cover, you don't really think of it as much as a Valentine's movie, but it's called Hospital Massacre. Have you heard of this movie before?
No.
I've never seen it, but apparently the original title was like Be My Valentine or something, and it was kind of in the same vein as Valentine. Guy gives this woman like a Valentine, leaves it at her door. The girl who answers it and her boyfriend kind of like mock it and laugh at it and crumble it up and throw it away, and he just goes fucking psycho about it, right? So he ends up killing the boyfriend, leaving her to live, and she obviously grows up and has a fucked up life, but she ends up getting a daughter. She works at this hospital. I didn't read too much about it, but she ends up going to the hospital for some reason, and like this guy recognizes her and immediately just turns on this trigger like, oh, that's her. And was like, oh, this used to be the girl I was in love with. So he kills the doctor that she's supposed to see so he could be the one seeing her. And it just turns into this like...
And she doesn't recognize him?
Well, I think he has a mask on this whole time. And of course, it was like from when they were kids. But yeah, they kind of put this in the same kind of category, but I had never seen it. So I was curious if you had.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I did see the short film don't know if it was called Valentine's Day from the Holidays movie.
Oh yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
But you know, I saw it. I don't know. I guess I can kind of appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. So I have a movie that I actually do want to recommend for you. It's sort of like Cloverfield Lane.
Mm-hmm.
As far as pacing, so it's all in one secluded spot. There's somebody who's captured, and the other, and it's a bit of like outwitting and outsmarting one another, so one can get loose. While it's called Pet. Have you ever heard of this?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it has Dominique Monaghan from like Lost and Lord of the Rings. So he's obsessed with this girl.
She's in Lord of the Rings?
He is, yeah. He's
him.
Yeah, he's one of the hobbits.
Sorry, I was thinking of somebody else.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so he sees this girl on a bus, super random. He gets obsessed with her, kind of follows her around, studies her like movements or whatever. And one day he, approaches her and tries to like hit on her, ask her out. It doesn't go right. But obviously he's not that right in the head either. And so he decides to kidnap her and put her in a cage at this animal shelter that he works at. And he sort of treats her like a puppy that needs to be trained to love him. That's all I'm going to say.
Ew.
Now, let me tell you, when I say this movie is completely it just throws you. It's like, what the fuck am I watching? It's like you think this is all about to go down one way, and you're like, whoa. I really want you to see this. And I'm also recommending don't even touch a trailer. Don't watch anything. Just watch it. And I really think you'll come back and love it.
Okay.
So the movie's Pet. Mm-hmm. Tell Gennaro about it, because this movie also strikes up a conversation, in my opinion. I think he would enjoy it too.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely... Oh yeah, folks listening, watch Pet. Such a great movie. Such a great movie.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
I also put Teeth in this category.
I thought that popped in my head earlier, but I was like, do I want to talk about this? I mean, all dicks aside.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, honestly, if it's not Teeth and It Follows, I don't know what would scare you not to have sex. It's just these two movies. Bam. Show this in school. That'll scare anybody. Yeah,
Teeth was interesting. And it's like they all definitely deserved it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Probably the most disturbing scene was with the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why did he do that? Why was he terrorizing her? So I was like, man, bite everything off of him, piece of shit. Oh, and he was also like, oh God. So you remember in Scream 3, Patrick Dempsey's partner?
Yeah,
that was him.
Oh, okay.
And that guy just would not make me laugh. Like, he would always have some sort of one-liner. Like, his first line in the movie, like, he was working on a movie called Stab. He was stabbed. And I was like, oh, look at them trying to, like, make me laugh. Who the fuck wrote this bullshit?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, in Teeth, he's, a different character, but I don't know. That whole thing. Vagina dentata! It's like, why are you yelling this? You're so dramatic. But yeah, they all deserved it.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Very strange movie, but interesting. Interesting morals.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Or fable? Is that what like a fable is? And it's like, oh, there's a moral to the story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would say that.
We'll call it a fable. Sure, why
not? I also would put The Loved Ones in this category too. This deals with rejection.
Who's in The Loved Ones?
So The Loved One is Australian.
Oh, with the dad and his daughter.
And the dad and the daughter and their whole prom thing. And did you watch that?
No.
Oh, you didn't watch that?
I'm not big on torture, Rob.
No. Oh man, this was torture.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just say one thing. Oh God. So they didn't want this boy to get away. So what they did was they took a drill, an electric one, and just went into that frontal lobe like they drilled him. but they did it without killing him. It's this specific spot that just fucks up your motor skills. And it just makes you I mean, it's not a lobotomy, but it might as well be. And man, let me tell you, I mean, and there were hammer and nails involved.
Nope.
I mean, it was messed up. But yeah, for those who don't want to watch Prom Night, watch this one. This is the better prom movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was messed up. But
I'm good. I'm all the way good on that. Thanks.
This is definitely one of those anti-Valentine Day movies that should definitely be on your list. If you at home just chilling, it's fucked up.
Gross.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is, so it's kind of a basic idea because we all know how it's going to go. But whenever they make a movie about someone who's obsessed with someone, it's like we all know exactly how it's going to go. After Fatal Attraction, yeah, we got it. But I still enjoy most of them. Did not enjoy Swim Fan because they show you the entire movie in that trailer. And I was like,
Swim Fan
wow,
was so basic.
Y'all didn't have shit. They basically did the same thing with Obsessed. Like they show you the whole movie in the Obsessed trailer.
Yeah.
But for some reason that movie was just so much fun. Like I didn't take it seriously at all. And it was just nice to watch Ali Larter be batshit crazy for no damn reason. Another one that just came out recently. What was it called? The Perfect Guy.
Oh, that movie was terrible.
Oh, I liked it.
You liked it?
Lathan.
Oh, it was so terrible.
I mean, it's all we know exactly how it's gonna go. They show you that in the trailer too, but it was like still I get into it. I'm like they're gonna be crazy.
What about what was that other one with Regina Hall and she tried to get pregnant? And
I didn't watch that one though.
Oh god.
I mean, I do have to well,
because I was trying to get.
There's a limit.
I was trying to get a Beyonce Ali Lauder Part 2 catfight, and this shit didn't happen. I was pissed. No. I waited an hour and 40 minutes for a brawl, and I did not get one. Unforgettable is another piece of shit movie that tried to entice me with some they about to break down.
Who's in Unforgettable?
That's Katherine Heigl and Rosario Dawson.
Oh right,
yeah,
Dawson that one didn't look. Nah,
I was so angry.
Nah, yeah. So yeah, because that's the whole thing. It's like we definitely knew that Beyonce and Ali Larter were about to throw down, so we were all ready. We were all ready for it.
That was a good fight, though.
Yeah, I was not disappointed.
That was a good fight. You know what I like about that movie, and this is completely has nothing to do with horror. Just they spent a good 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes. It was a little bit of a montage, but I love the fact that they made a point to be yeah, we know this girl's psycho. We know that, she's the bad guy of this movie. But dude, you fucked up. And you gonna have to make amends to me. And how she sent him away, and she was like, you ain't living with me, and you gonna go through this time where you just gonna be doing your own thing, and you gonna have to make shit up to me. I'm gonna have to earn your trust. And they went on I can't remember if they went on dates or whatever.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they went on dates, and it was good night. And it was just this montage of him literally earning his stripes back. And I was like, go ahead. Because you don't see that often.
But it really sucks, too, because he didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't do anything.
And that's not usually the case. Usually they sleep with the other person.
It's the fact that he should have came to her right away. Right away. Yeah, you a man. You want to handle your business. Don't make the woman worry. But the minute somebody touches me at work, I'm going to be like, I'm telling. She did it. I didn't do shit. I'm gonna just say it right now. Because when you keep it a secret, then it's what else?
True. Because then it's why keep it from me if you didn't do anything?
He didn't touch her. I was totally on his side.
He didn't. That's what sucked. Because he didn't. He was just trying to be nice. It's you can't be nice to the wrong people.
Because she got super close. Yeah, you don't want to put your hands on a woman, but come on now. How do you get that close?
Yeah.
Without being no, chick, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just like the fact that she made him work to get back into that relationship. And it had nothing to do with the movie. They just put it in there, and I just thought that was clever. Clever writing.
Yeah.
Did you watch Spring yet?
Oh, with...
because we talked about this on one of our Netflix.
Yeah, I remember. Stuff. No, I didn't watch it. Is it still on Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, actually, let's find out. I'm actually curious because that movie popped up on a lot of lists today.
And now
when you're looking for like Valentine's
the
Day
end
movies,
is
because apparently
near.
it's a very good, authentic love story between the two of them.
It looked like it.
And you know, she obviously just has this.
What was the deal? She was like a siren or something?
Yeah,
with tentacles.
Yeah.
I swear I saw some tentacles in the trailer. That's all I remember.
But I heard their love story is pretty legit. Like, I don't think she was trying to manipulate him to like eat him later or something. Like, I heard their shit was legit, and so now it's got me more intrigued now to watch it. But yeah, let me check because I never got a chance to watch it either. But I do remember talking about it.
While you're checking, it reminded me because you said like their love story was legit, and it made me think of the movie Ex Machina. You mentioned it last week, but where it's like you just did not know what was going on until the end. You did not know, like, does she like this guy? Is she into him? Is she playing him? I cannot tell. Cannot tell.
I know. Ooh, I just saw something else I'm gonna watch, but no, spring is not.
It's okay. I mean, that was back in September, I think.
Still, though, every time I get in the mood to watch shit is when it's gone. Every time. It always does this to me.
Yeah.
I know, I gotta start watching stuff immediately. Anyways, do you have any more movies, or should we close this out?
So, I just wanted to share something. It's not really about Valentine's Day.
Okay.
But, you know, we could say that there's a love story in it. There is. So, last week, like I said, I went home and I watched The Cloverfield Chronicles. Is that what it was called?
The Paradox?
Paradox. The Cloverfield Paradox. So, yeah, I watched it with Brandy because her friend Roger was in it. He's an actor, he's a British guy. And he's in the opening scene with, what's her name? Gugu. I always say it's Gugu. It might be like...
Oh, she was, that's right, she was in it.
She was. Like, she's the main character. Yeah. So they're in a car together. It's like, oh, look, Roger, opening scene. Good for him. And then, you know, it goes into space because she's in space for the rest of the movie. But then we saw Roger again and again and again and again. So it was like half of the movie was like up in space with all the people on the station. And then the other half was Roger down on Earth and like what happens because they're trying to like, not to give too much away, but, you know, it's like they're trying to create this energy source that will provide power for everyone and it'll save lives and help the Earth. And of course, you know, it doesn't go as planned. It fucks some shit up. And in doing so, it basically like opens something.
Okay.
So you see him on Earth and he's experiencing things that are happening, which if you've seen the Cloverfield movies, it connects it. So it's like, it's not too much of a spoiler. It's like, we're expecting this, because we're getting an explanation, basically. So he did a great job. We're really happy for him that he was so prominently featured in this film. He was her husband. They had a sort of like a tragic love story, but yes.
So while I was working, there was this woman sitting in the lobby, and she claimed, she was like, oh yeah, I have a friend. I was like, everybody got a friend in this damn movie. But yeah, she was probably talking about the same dude because she was like, oh yeah, he was in the opening thing, and then after 5 minutes...
She's talking about Roger.
Probably.
His name is Roger Davies.
I'm going to look him up.
Look him up.
See who this dude is. Oh, is it just spelled exactly like that?
Roger Davies.
Okay.
Yeah, Roger, Davies.
So,
giving him a shout out.
But she was like, this movie's junk. Or she thought it was like boring as hell. Is this movie bad?
It's not... It's not like... So I didn't like the first Cloverfield movie because it was found footage, and that was the first time where I was like, I feel sick watching this movie. I don't get motion sickness, but goddamn. Too much shit. I loved the second one, Cloverfield Lane. Fantastic. I don't know if they connected it so much to that one, but anyway. So it wasn't like a straight horror film. There was a lot of moments where it was like they're just trying to figure shit out, and you know, it had moments where I was like, oh shit, oh my god, this happened. Why did this just happen? So there were some scary moments. It's more of like a supernatural sci-fi thing, but it's not. It wasn't that scary, no. I don't know if I would say it's boring, and maybe if he hadn't been in the movie, maybe I wouldn't have been invested. But I also liked the other actors that are in it. I just don't know how to say her name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
everybody, her name is Juju.
It's Juju.
It's Juju. Is it Juju?
It's Gugu.
I know it's Gugu, but how do you say it?
I would say I would say
Juju sounds better.
Yeah, Juju sounds
It's
better.
not bad. I have to meet her. I feel terrible.
I know.
I think she's a great actress.
Apologize.
I'm
Yes.
so sorry. You're a fantastic actress.
Yes,
And I'm so
we
happy
love
that
you.
you're working. But yeah, all the other actors. What's that guy's name? David Oyelowo. He was in it. Zhang Ziyi. I haven't seen her in years.
Let me look her up.
She was in the movie. I was like, yes, get it.
I want to say. No, I was thinking of somebody else. Okay, never mind.
From Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
She's from Crouching Tiger. I was thinking of
And
the girl
Rush Hour
from,
2.
Resident Evil. That's who I was thinking of. Who played Ada.
I didn't see
Ada
the other
Wong.
ones.
Oh.
But yeah, so I mean, there is a character who's like, what are you up to? So that kept it suspenseful.
Mhm.
It did what it needed to do. But yeah, it was okay. It was cool.
Okay.
So-
I plan on checking it out eventually. So.
But that's all I got.
Okay. So my bitch really had to do with My Bloody Valentine, but you haven't seen it.
Just do it, Rob. Just go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Gosh, I'm not gonna like steal your joy on Valentine's
Well, it's
Day.
not a joy. But
No, I'm just saying, like, it's okay.
it
It's
was
not
just-
gonna like ruin my day.
But hopefully, but here's the thing. Yeah, you may not care, but then it'll just push it back. You won't watch it because you already know the ending.
Well,
now.
I already know the ending. Basically,
to the original.
oh
Yeah,
no.
this is from the original.
Oh,
That's why I didn't want to tell you. And I have kind of a backup, but I mean, if you don't want to know, then I won't do it.
it's up to you, Rob.
No, it's actually up to you.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm not
What's your
gonna-
backup?
Valentine, like that whole movie in general.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it the one? Is it the scene where it's like, homegirl
Pick
gets
a
the
scene. Pick one.
pick.
Pick one.
I mean, yes. I mean, probably. So I think we can agree. The worst kill in that movie. God, they were all bad.
God.
The only one where I felt bad was when she got hit with the arrow. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, poor girl.
I was like, damn.
I really like her. But the one that was the worst was when that random bitch was just, she snuck into the party and she's like by herself and she comes upon the killer dragging the maid somewhere. It's like, why'd you even kill the maid? First of all, she had one scene, no lines, and it's like so pointless. And then he kills her. But it was like, this is so pointless.
So we're talking about, what was it, 2001 or 2009? 2009
It was one.
Valentine.
2001.
2001. This was when they grabbed every teen actress that's been in anything and put them all in one movie and got them killed. Katherine Heigl, Denise Richards, David Boreanaz. They tried to pull an angel, like, little Easter egg on us. Do you remember that line? Oh God, it was so funny.
No.
Marley Shelton was in it too. God, this movie is so horrible. But here's the thing: I watched it again because I wanted to talk trash about it and be very specific. Turns out this ending dredged up kind of a stir with a lot of people. It wasn't as easy to interpret as one may think. There was a lot of theories about what the hell just happened. It wasn't quite clear to everyone when they saw David bleeding from his nose. They were like, wait, what? What the fuck? And then they were just like, ending, explain, somebody help me out here. What's going on? How did this happen?
It seemed pretty self-explanatory.
If you remember, the fat girl, I don't want to call her that, but that's how
she wasn't even thick.
I was like, whatever. But out of the group, she was the fat one.
She had a rounder face. So stupid.
She reveals that she pretty much didn't like the group to begin with and hated being friends with them all. All of a sudden, we all suspect it's David. Adam is his name. And the killer pops out. He gets shot. And it turns out Adam was the one to shoot him. So that clears up any indication that it was him because they pull off the mask and it's her. And it makes sense why she would do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, at the end, his nose is bleeding. And clearly, it's the same kid, from back in the day that, and with most of the kills, his nose is bleeding through the mask.
Yeah.
So it's like, what happened? So if you remember, she's walking around. She goes upstairs. She's looking for the killer.
Yeah, I remember.
Killer pops out. They have a stumble and they fall down the stairs. That's the only time you see the killer before he's shot. So it's one of two things. She was working with him, or she was killing people in the same mask but she had her own kill list while he had his kill list, or he framed her.
He framed her.
He put her in the costume
No.
and pushed her
You can
onto
tell.
her.
He shoves her out the
See,
door.
that's the thing.
That's exactly how it looks.
I had to watch it twice because I was just like,
She did. Okay,
did
it would
she
not make
pop out?
sense to pop out and like throw somebody down the stairs and then you get thrown down the stairs too. No, he pushed her out the door.
yeah.
It did it on purpose. She was not killing
Yeah.
people. There was none of that. I mean, cute theories, but nah.
What fueled all of this, and because I was showing Rigo this too, and he was like, why is he killing all the dudes? Like, they ain't done shit. Like, why are all these people And I was like, oh, well, then it would make sense. She's killing her people, and he's killing his. And there were maybe 2 deaths where she didn't bleed from the nose. So it was like, oh, the one times that the kills where there wasn't any blood, maybe that was her, and then he did his own thing. So, but I believe, I think it was she got framed.
It's an interesting theory,
Yeah.
but nah. If that were the case, it was not executed well.
I mean, but that's just another reason why this movie is just junk. It was just horrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, bitch, really, all of y'all, like, what the fuck? And for picking on this little boy anyway, how dare you? How dare you?
Mhm.
Yeah, horrible. Anyway, okay, so we done. We gave you some Valentine's Day movies. Hopefully any one of these will entertain you if you haven't gone out. Or hey, if you as a couple want to kick it indoors, watch one of these if you are the horror couple. You know, these movies are great. And it's different vibe from all the rom-coms that are out there. Ain't trying to get with no notebook. Watch one of these.
Happy V-Day, y'all. If we have any virgins out there, don't be giving up your V card on Valentine's Day. It's not that deep, all right?
That's right.
Like, it's just a holiday. It's not. It's just another day. So save it for another special occasion.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure to follow us on all our social media. Give us that 5-star rating on iTunes. Give us a comment on our show in this episode. Thank you for listening, and tune in next week.
Eat your heart out. We'll catch you next time on Bitch I Ain't Scared.